Hey everybody, I'm Luca Paris and I'm on a culinary journey. And today's culinary journey is actually all about Tori. Who's Tori, you say? Well, we'll introduce her in a second because she has a couple of favorite items from the restaurant that she wanted me to make. And I said I'd make it for her, but on TV. And she has to come in now. So we're going to get Tori Shriver to come in and cook with me. And she's a big fan of the show, and I think she likes our food. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to make beef tenderloin medallions au poivre with pepper and chicken marsala. And we're going to make French fries. Not just any French fries, Pommes frites, which is just a fancy way of saying French fries. So we are making French fries here on our beautiful set here at Monadnock Flooring. And your culinary journey starts now. Hi everybody, I'm Luca Paris and this is
Tori Shriver.
beautiful. Tori, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
She's trying to take over my job, right?
No.
Not yet?
I would never attempt.
No?
You're too far superior.
Oh my goodness. It's not going to be one of those shows.
No.
Hey, Tori's a big fan of the show, right?
I am.
You watch the show?
All the time.
Eat at the restaurant?
All the time.
At the market?
All the time. Know all your staff all the time.
Yeah, exactly. She knows them better than I do sometimes. But I thought, how cool would it be to have you on our show and cook you some of your favorites?
Excellent. And I'm so honored to be here with you.
It's
really an honor.
The honor is mine because I love cooking and I love to make sure people are happy. So we're going to do both together. And you're pretty accomplished at home.
I am.
Yeah,
I love
you like to cook different
Absolutely.
stuff. If you follow Tori on Facebook, she'll always write what she's made.
That's true.
It's true. See, I follow her too. She doesn't know that. I cyberstalk. Well, here we go. We're going to be making Pommes frites. You know what Pommes frites are?
I do. Fancy French fries.
Fancy French fries.
French.
And actually, they're just French fries. So we're going to make some French fries. We're going to make chicken marsala, which you said you really like.
I do adore it.
And then we're going to make a beef tenderloin au poivre, which is a peppercorn or pepper or just black pepper over beef tenderloins, which is absolutely yummy by itself, and a cognac cream sauce. Some good stuff. So let's get that started with the French fries first.
Okay.
This is one of those really inexpensive mandolins that you could buy off TV or wherever, and they're really simple to work. And you've seen these before, right?
Mm-hmm, I have.
So what she's going to do is peel the potato and then use the mandolin, and basically we're going to make French fries out of them. It's great to use a mandolin because it's a little bit easier than trying to make perfect French fry cuts. So we're going to do that, and I'll do one at the same time.
Okay.
I'll be bored if I'm really not doing anything. And if you don't have a peeler, because we have a low budget and we don't have peelers, you could just trim the skin off. There's two ways to do it. One is the way Tori does and my mom does, and I'm always scared to pick up a knife and go towards me because I want to keep all those fingers. See, they can do it. I'm the only person I don't think can do that. My mom's been doing that for years too, and she's like, oh, it's so easy. And I'm like, no, it's going to go away from me. And we'll just take the skin off. If you really like the skin, you can keep the skin on too, and that goes great. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to actually blanch the potatoes. What do you think about this set? Is this a nice kitchen or what?
Perfect.
Isn't it great? Where else can you have a kitchen and you have 4 cameras in front of you. There we go. So you want to do that part, or have you done a mandolin before?
I have, but not one like yours. So.
Okay. Well, this is scary because it's just a light one, and you just want to go across. You probably only need one of these, or enough for if you do the other one.
Okay.
Here you go. Grab me some more of those.
Okay.
And then we're going to blanch them off. But in the meantime, I want to start the chicken, and that's in this big pan back here. We're just going to heat up the pan. We're going to get a little bit of oil in the pan. Now, chicken marsala is one of those dishes that, it's that old Italian staple that everybody has. And if you whether go on the web or you buy cookbooks or what have you, hundreds and hundreds of variations and recipes. The thing is to find what you like the best. You go somewhere, they put cream in it, something else, they'll put different types of mushrooms in it. You name it, it's all there. But really it's mushrooms, Marsala wine, chicken, some aromatics, maybe a little chicken stock, finish with butter. That's really all your major ingredients you need. So how we doing? We're good there?
Is that enough?
Oh yeah, it's more than enough.
Okay.
We're going to get these in here. We're going to kind of get some of the starch out of the potatoes. We don't want to have them too starchy, so they stay nice and fluffy on the inside and they crisp up on the outside. So we're going to cook them in there for just a little bit. I had the water at a boil. Now I'm just going to turn it off if I get the right one. We're going to let that sit for a minute and we'll go back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
You want to get me the chicken?
I would love to.
Awesome. Everybody needs a Tori on their show. Would you like to get that? Sure, no problem. So Tori, how do you usually pound out your chicken breast?
I do, very flat. I like it very
flat.
thin, yes.
Do you know why you do that?
Make it very tender and it cooks a lot quicker.
Yeah, and it's also an even cooking, you know, because you don't have those big pieces that kind of take forever. Some people like the thicker chicken cuts, but so there's two ways you go about it. You could season your flour, or you could season your chicken first and then dip it in your flour. All right. So do you do a lot of cooking at home? Is it every night kind of thing, or
Every night. My husband doesn't cook at all.
Okay.
So I'm the cooker in the family.
All right.
Love to try different recipes, lots of cookbooks.
Yeah.
Do a lot of French cooking.
Do you really?
Yeah, I traveled to France as a teenager, and I was really inspired by what I ate over there. So
You should have seen my other show today.
Maybe I'll see it.
Okay.
It comes on.
You got to check my French cuisine show on. So how long were you in France for?
I was only there for 3 weeks.
But it's just beautiful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the best trips I've ever taken.
So we're going to get our pan on, which is basically on medium heat, and we're going to dredge with a little flour. You know why we use the flour? Neither do I. I was asking you because I was stuck. No. The flour, one protects the meat a little bit, but it also, we're going to use it, it's going to create our fond in the bottom of the pan, and fond is the French word for saying foundation of our sauce. So we're going to be able to use that flour to create the sauce, and then we'll be able to thicken it later also. So if I had tongs, we're going to let those cook. Now what's great about this, if you're home and you want to do a quick dish, you're able to make this in little or no time. Have you made chicken marsala at home?
I have.
You have?
I have.
So let's see how mine stacks
And it's a
up
one-pan
against yours.
meal, so that saves on the dishes.
Exactly, exactly. So what I need to do while I'm kind of searing these, we're going to need to get these out of here. So how about paper towels and a plate?
Okay, sounds great.
Sounds good. So now what we're doing is trying to create everything. We're getting ready for when the kids come home and the husband comes home. And we want to do a couple of one-pan things. But since Tori is an accomplished chef, what she's going to do the next time, she's going to have choices. You know, just like we do at the restaurant. She's going to have beef tenderloin au poivre and chicken marsala. So when her husband comes home, he could pick that night. No, you don't do that?
No.
No. All right. So we blanched our shoestring potatoes here. Now here's the important thing. We really need to get these dry because you know everybody knows what happens with oil and water, right? Yeah, it's gonna give us a little spark. So we're gonna let these dry off for a little bit, and when we come back from break, we'll finish that up. Let's just flip over the chicken and kind of give you an idea of what we're doing over here. We're kind of browning the chicken. You're getting this caramelization onto the chicken. By letting it sit there and cook, it's going to give it a nice brown effect, and that's going to help, again, the sauce. But not only that, bring out more flavor into the chicken, into the whole dish. So we'll let that cook down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this off at this point, because when we come back from break, we're going to cut up some mushrooms and shallots, add it to this part of the dish. We're going to start our beef and then finish that, and we're going to do our first fry on our fries.
Okay.
Ready for more?
I am so ready.
All right. Don't go away because Tori and I will be right back.
I think it breaks a little to the left.
To the right.
Nope, straight.
I told you it was going right.
Get up, get up, get up, and be a player. Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day.
For fun playtime ideas, go online. Just don't stay long.
Get up, get up, get up, and be
Hey everybody, welcome back. Tori's cutting up some mushrooms for me, and I'm cutting up some shallots for our chicken dish. We have some button mushrooms there, Tori. What other mushrooms we have?
Shiitake?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You didn't know it was going to be a test, did you?
Not at all.
Yeah. So I'll get the shallots in there. All right. I love working with shallots. two differences a lot that you'll see from home chefs and restaurant chefs, and it's becoming closer and closer. One is we let things cook and we get that caramelization going on. The other one is using things like shallots as an extra, just a layer of flavor into the dish, and we try and, again, layering flavors is really important to what we do. So let's get your button mushrooms in there, and I'll just do a quick chop on these shiitake. Now, when it's a quick dish like this, yeah, go right for it. Hands, we're family now. That's just the way it goes. And then, so you put that in, and I'm going to put a little bit of garlic. No, I didn't put it early.
Cooks too quick, it'll burn.
There you go. She's got it down. We're going to season as we go, and this is a blend of our own spices, herbs and spices, which is my secret trick. So, in case you ever needed to know, it's right there. And then we're going to use some Marsala wine. Now, you remember which side the Marsala wine is?
I do.
Good, because I have no clue. All right, then we're going to deglaze the pan with a little Marsala wine. Always pull it away, keep it straight up. Now all that steam is bringing up the alcohol and fat, and oh no, no flame. No, there it is. That's more for show than anything. Now alcohol doesn't burn off. If you know, you heard those things, well, alcohol will burn off. Well, really it takes a little longer for alcohol to actually burn off. What it does, it just takes away that little edge that the alcohol has. And by getting rid of some of that, now you get the sweetness. And now using a fortified wine like Marsala, you get a lot of just natural sweetness added to the dish. So we get that in there. And we need a little bit of chicken stock. How's that?
That sounds
You know where that goes?
I do.
I told you, everybody needs a Tori. All right, and I'll just put a little bit in there. All right. So we have our chicken stock. Tori, I'm going to need you to come on this side of me because you're going to fry me some fries. How's that?
Sounds good.
So I have you there. Want to get your fries.
Grab them.
Yeah, and put them in a little bit at a time. So we'll let this reduce down. That's our Marsala, our chicken stock, our chicken and our mushrooms. We're going to let that cook. Put a little bit of time in the basket and drop them in, okay? And you don't want to overpack your French fries when you do them at home because what will happen is that the temperature will drop. Now, if you're not used to cooking with, and one of the safety things to do is really, again, we have no budget, so we don't have a thermometer. But you really want to have a thermometer and stay around 300, 325 degrees for the fry oil. If it starts dropping down too much, that's where the French fries all of a sudden start taking on the oil, and that's when people say, well, fried food's no good for you because it's fatty, right? It's not really fatty, it's just fried and yummy. So if you keep it around the right temperature, when you put in too many, that's when you'll start seeing your temperature drop and you're not really cooking. So we're going to need to give this one fry. We don't want to get them too brown.
Okay.
We just want to get them a nice little, just a light golden brown, almost yellow or pale yellow color. And then when we get that in here, do the next batch and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. So far, just like you make at home?
Exactly.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I stole your recipe. You didn't know that.
I would tell.
All right. So now, you know what? Because you haven't mentioned it, I'm going to mention it. What did you ask me on Facebook the other day?
I challenge you to a crab cake throwdown.
A crab cake throwdown, a la Bobby Flay style.
Bobby Flay style.
So Tori goes on Facebook the other day and she says to me, hey, Luca, if I challenged you to a throwdown, would you do it? And I said, of course not, because I'm afraid. What did I say?
You said, consider it done.
Done. We are going to do that, and we're going to have Lee and his crew film the throwdown. We're going to have to do it here, though.
Okay.
All right? We're going to do it here. So if you want to come down, we'll let everybody know when it's going to be. But we are going to have one of the coolest crab cake throwdowns with real judges who are going to taste blind, so they don't know who made what.
Right.
And they're going to actually taste before we actually do the shoot. Okay. And then we'll shoot and make the food. Sounds good? All right. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I love that idea because if her recipe's better, it's going to be then. If she wins, I'm going to feature her recipe at the market forever.
Oh, I thought it was a week.
Okay. A week.
I'll take forever.
No, I don't know if my other chefs would be too happy with that. So we will feature her crab cakes at the restaurant if she wins. And even if she doesn't win, because you rock. No one else has said that to me, that they would challenge me. So, all right. So we're reducing down. I'm going to take the chicken out of here now because I don't want the chicken to boil too much. The breast is pretty much cooked. I just want to reduce down the stock and the sauce, and it's going to be really, really yummy. I tell you one thing though, if you want to make your Marsala, a lot of people will buy domestic Marsala. If you want your Marsala to really be dark and rich, one of the cool things to do for dark, rich Marsala is to buy imported Marsala. It actually gets really much darker than this, and the flavor really pops. So it might be something to think about if you want to do. How are we doing with those?
Excellent.
We're
good.
doing well.
Second
All right.
batch in.
So while that's cooking down, you're going to finish that.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll probably have another couple of breaks in the show, but when we come back, we'll do our beef tenderloin medallions, finish the sauce. I'll actually let you make this one.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Excellent. It's my favorite.
And I'll be gone.
Okay.
I have to get back to work.
I can handle it.
Done. Show's over. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The forest is special, magical, and very precious. One careless act caused by people, and its beauty could be gone for a lifetime. Protect our friends in the forest.
We'll all pitch in.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
To find out more, log on to SmokeyBear.com.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know what to say. Put me on the spot.
I was going to eat. Hi, I'm Luca Paris, and she's?
Tori Shriver.
There you go. See, you know what to say. Anyway, I'm eating French fries before the French fries, so right now they're potatoes. Okay. So let's recap a little bit about what we did. We have mushrooms in here, shiitake and button mushrooms. What I did before we went to a break, I also added the little butter and flour, kind of like a lazy man's roux, and we add it in there so we kind of thicken that sauce. I'm going to add some herbs to that, put the chicken back in, and we're going to serve that in a bit. Now what we have here is a big pan because, what's his name? Lee told me I had to cook as much beef as humanly possible, but you're going to cook it.
Okay.
So what we need to do is get a little oil on the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
There you go. And we also need to get some black peppercorns or black pepper. In this case, it's a fine ground black pepper on all of our beef.
Okay.
So you want to just get it layered all on the beef. Have you ever made this at home before?
I have not.
You haven't?
No.
It's going to be really easy.
Excellent.
Really easy. What you could do too is take black peppercorns and crush them up maybe with a mallet or something like that, and you put it on top. You'll get a bigger crunch, but this is nice. This will still give it the pepper flavor we want. Okay. And then you're going to start searing that. Okay. Now what Tori had done before we went to break is we started our French fries. Now the fries, the way they basically go is you blanch them first. You get that starch, a little of that starch out. Even though they're really thin, we're going to make them nice and airy on the inside. We're going to make them crisp on the outside. So now we're going to do our second fry to these, where we're really going to get these things really nice and crispy and yummy. And she's going to sear the beef on either side. Now what's great about doing beef tenderloin medallions is that you have better control over how you cook them. These are about 3 to 4 ounces each. They're about 1 inch high, a little bit smaller than doing, let's say, a filet mignon. And you could just sear them a little bit and not worry about them. Now what we're going to do is we have some that are a little bit taller, some that are a little bit smaller. And let's bring this down to like a medium high. We're going to be able to kind of judge our cooking times. One of my favorite things to do when I have holidays, do you get it where some people want it rare, some people want it well done? Well, I just give them different sizes. So if you want it well done, you get one this thin, and that's all you get. If you like it rare, you get it this big. You know who likes it rare in my house? This guy. That's right. So you have all these different sizes kind of going down. It makes everyone not order well done around me because they only get, why did I only get this much? Said that's your own fault. So now we're going to sear one side and get those peppers really into it. And now you're going to flip them over in about another 30 or 40 seconds. Okay. If you check over here, the fries that we have going on, look at that. They're starting to get nice and crispy. Delicious. Right? And that they're getting nice and tough. They almost look like McDonald's fries. I stole their recipe. Next time you go to McDonald's, order Pommes Frites, see what happens. See if you get them. Well, if you were in France, they'd work. If you like them a little darker than that, that's great too, but you don't have to do them darker than that. And frying them twice is the way to go. So you could always, that's where you're going to get them where they taste the best and they have all that, not only good flavor, but that great crunch. What do we need in here, you think?
A little salt. Salt
and pepper. Right after they come out, it's always great to give it a little salt and pepper. That's the best time. We're actually going to add some of our Ariosto on there too. And go ahead, take care of the rest of it, y'all.
Okay.
Ah, you're good. All right, so you seared one side. Look at that nice
Good.
sear you got on it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You see that? Perfect. You see that nice
Perfect.
little brown right there? That's part, again, the caramelization of the meat, sugars from the meat coming out. Oh, that is perfect. Alan,
Amazing.
she just took your job. All right. One of my chefs is here and he's looking at that going, how come I can't do that? Like that, and that voice too and everything. So we're gonna sear the other side for just another minute on there, get that nice sear, and then we're gonna take this out and make the sauce. So let's take that chicken, put it back into this pan,
Excellent.
kind of finish that up. Oh, that's nice. That's gonna be absolutely beautiful. We're gonna need to chop a little bit of parsley for that.
Okay.
All right? So what are you making for dinner tonight?
This is my dinner.
What about the rest of the family? Did you want to make something for
grilled
them?
cheese. I have a 3-year-old.
Oh, he's going to have grilled cheese. Okay. I have some great grilled cheese ideas, too.
Oh,
you know.
excellent.
There you go. All right. So I'm finished with my part of the meal. You know what that means, right? I'm going to leave her to herself. Yeah. All right. She's going to chop up some parsley for me. We're going to get that into there. Now what I'm going to do is take this beef and we're going to let it rest a little bit out of here. Lee, what do you think? Is that enough cooking for the beef? Perfect. That's what I thought. He just gave me the heads up that it was probably a minute and a half too long. Or maybe the full 3 minutes too long. There we go. That's Lee's piece right there because it's going to be nice and rare. Look how beautiful that is. You guys get a good shot of that?
Delicious.
All right, now the peppercorn's on there. We got some great flavors. Now we want to kind of mellow out the playing field for this. We're going to do a couple of things, all right? Let me chop up some shallots for here.
Okay.
I need you to get me some heavy cream.
Okay.
I need you to get me some demi or veal stock.
Okay.
You know where all that is?
I'm gonna try.
All right, that's great. And I need you to get me some brandy,
Okay.
quart of milk, pound of butter, loaf of bread.
Okay.
She's too young to remember.
No,
that.
I
Does
remember.
anybody else? Oh, you
Sesame
know that?
Street?
There you go.
Of course I remember.
Good. Wow, you got everything. All right, right back in the pan. Same pan that we created. We're going to turn that down to like a medium. We're going to get those shallots in there.
Okay.
Let's get in the brandy.
Excellent.
Brandy.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right, take it away. Ooh, that's going to be great. Now that's picking up all the flavors that are in the bottom of that pan. And if we don't set off any alarms, it's going to be a great dish. And then if you kind of watch it, see how like when we had all those things on the bottom? Now it just picked it all up right into the sauce. And there's actually more flavor concentrated in those little bits and pieces in there than there is the rest of the sauce. So once you get it together, it gets really, really exciting. I like food too much. I get too excited. We'll do a little salt and pepper. I don't know how my shallots ended up in here, but they did. All right. Put just a little bit of garlic into this. We don't even need a lot. Again, not early on, but right at the a little later on, because the garlic is going to cook. We don't want the garlic to burn because that flavor just doesn't
Oh,
work.
it gets bitter.
And actually, a lot of my cooking, what I grew up with, and my father, he would just put a couple of cloves in there, flavor and infuse the oil, and then get rid of the garlic altogether. I think Americans like garlic more than Italians do. So we got the brandy, we get it down, kind of. What we're doing now is concentrating all that flavor into these shallots that are kind of floating around, right? So what we're doing is there's a term in French called al sec, is where we're actually drying up the pan before we put in the rest of the sauce. So I need that demi right there. So this is a veal stock reduction. If you don't have this, you have beef stock or something like this. This is just a little more concentrated and just brings a little more flavor to the table. And we're going to let that reduce. Now I'm going to pick that up back on high because I want that really to reduce. So we have our brandy in there. We have all those other flavors. And let's start getting a couple of plates ready. Let's do this. We'll get rid of these two.
Okay.
You're in charge of that.
Okay.
Right in the sink. So you're going to make this at home one night now?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. And you're going to tell everyone it's better than mine?
No.
So what's in your crab cake?
That's my top secret.
What's in your crab cake?
I'm not telling you.
We won't air the show.
There's crab in them.
I won't finish this.
I have crab in them.
She's not going to tell me. All right, so let's reduce that down. How about cream? Oh, cream's over
cream's
here.
over there.
We'll just reduce a little bit of cream. Why don't we do this? Let's let this reduce. We're going to go to break, then we'll come back and say goodbye to everyone.
Okay,
And you'll
sounds
tell
great.
me what's in the crab cake.
I won't.
She won't. Don't go away. I'll find out what's in the crab cake when you get back.
These hands hold tight. These hands love. These hands support. These hands create. These hands save lives. To empower your hands to help make a difference, call the American Heart Association at 877-242-4277 for a CPR class near you. These hands are wise.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I think I just stole Lee's piece. He shot me a look. So we have beef on each of our plates, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to put a little bit of chicken marsala.
Thank you.
This is some for you, some for me, and none for Lee. And we'll put a little sauce on there. So this sauce, we finished with what? A little parsley?
Fresh parsley.
Yeah, and bring the sauce together nice and tight because it's the mushrooms, the flavor on the mushrooms. It doesn't have to be this wet sauce. Remember we put in all that liquid and just kind of reduced down and concentrated. Oh man, that looks good. It actually could go great for the steak too if you really want to do. And then we'll do the same thing with this. Here it just has a little bit of cream, the shallots, some of the peppercorn or the pepper from the beef, and we just put that over the top. Now we've both decided to stay rare on the beef, so we didn't want to cook it too much more. We'll just put that right over the top of that. Right over the top of that.
Thank you.
Did you have fun, Tori?
I had a blast.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Ready to do this? So what's in the crab cake?
I'm ready. Some crab, a little of this, a little of that. Secret
not gonna
ingredients.
tell me.
It's all in the sauce too, I think.
I would.
So.
Oh, we have to do a sauce
Oh, we're
too?
doing a sauce.
What kind of sauce?
I'm thinking some fresh garlic, maybe roasted garlic even, avocado.
Really? Avocado? Mmm. Well, I got my work cut out for me. We're going to be doing a crab cake cook-off.
Crab
right?
cake throwdown, correct.
Crab cake throwdown. I don't think we could use that term.
Well, Bobby Flay is my friend, so.
Is he?
Yeah, it's okay.
Nice. I'm going to get to meet Bobby Flay. So, but does he let you cook with him?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Eat
So
up,
you better
kid.
not call it throwdown.
Eat up, kid.
Thank you so much.
We had fun today. Thank you for being on the show. And we'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey. Thank you.
Oh my God.